Let's dive into a topic that's going to be controversial: why vegans often struggle with toxin elimination. Now, this isn't going to be some anti-vegan rant, and I know many vegans that live very healthy lives. But I would be lying if I said that there aren't some built-in restrictions in plant-based diets that can backfire for other people. And you do see these cases popping up more and more. They did great on plant-based diets for a few years and then totally crash from one day to the next. In this video, I want to explain why part of that comes down to lower detoxification capabilities, which is a measurable process in your body that relies on specific nutrients. Many of these nutrients are either much harder to get or almost non-existent on a vegan diet. Let's go through the main ones, starting with bile production. The first big reasons vegans can't detox is that they often have low bile production. Bile is like your body's detergent. It's made in the liver and stored in the gallbladder, and it helps you break down fats. But that's only half the story. Bile is also how your liver dumps out toxins, old hormones, heavy metals, and waste products into your gut to be carried out of your body. Now, here's the problem. Bile is made from cholesterol, and cholesterol only comes from animal foods. Sure, your liver can make some of its own, but if you've never eaten any cholesterol at all, your body has to work extra hard to keep up. Over time, many very strict vegans end up with low bile production because there's simply less raw material to build bile. Less bile then means less toxin elimination. Then there's also taurine. Taurine is an amino acid that's critical for making bile salts, which give bile its proper form and function. Taurine is basically non-existent in plant foods. So without it, you can't make healthy, effective bile. This is one of the reasons many vegans get digestive issues when they try to eat more fat. They just don't have the bile to process it. Now, just like in the case of cholesterol, taurine can technically be made in your body from other things. In this case, from other sulfur amino acids, so methionine and cysteine, which I want to talk about now. All these sulfur-containing amino acids are found most abundantly in animal proteins, so things like eggs, meat, and dairy. You do get some from plant foods like beans and nuts, but the amounts are definitely lower. Now, why does this matter for detox? Because sulfur amino acids are absolutely essential for liver detox pathways. Your liver uses these amino acids to run phase 2 detox, which attaches toxins to molecules that can then make them water soluble so you can pee them out. One of the biggest phase 2 pathways is glutathione conjugation, and glutathione is made directly from cysteine. The other pathway is methylation, where your body moves around methyl groups to deactivate harmful substances, recycle homocysteine, and keep your DNA healthy. Methylation depends on methionine, which can also often be low in plant-based diets. And lastly, we have sulfation, which depends on the availability of sulfur. Now, you can definitely cover enough sulfur through other means than just the amino acids I talked about, but you would have to eat a lot of onions, garlic, and cruciferous vegetables, which not all vegans do. What that means is that when you eat low amounts of sulfur foods and sulfur amino acids over months and years, then your liver's detox capacity can definitely take a serious hit. This can lead to a backlog of toxins, higher oxidative stress, and symptoms like fatigue, headache, and skin breakouts. Third, we have metallothionein production, and no one ever talks about this. Metallothionein is a very special protein that your body makes to bind up heavy metals like mercury, lead, and cadmium so that they can't damage your cells. It's kind of like your internal heavy metal sponge. It's made from two critical building blocks, zinc and cysteine. Like cysteine, zinc is hard to get just from a vegan diet, because even though plant-based foods definitely have zinc, it's less bioavailable because of the phytates, which are compounds in grains and legumes that can block mineral absorption. That means even if you're eating chickpeas and pumpkin seeds all day, you're not absorbing nearly as much zinc as someone who eats beef or oysters. Also, much of the zinc in plant foods will come along with copper, which reduces its absorption even more. You always want to evaluate a food not just on its zinc content, but also on its zinc-copper ratio, because they limit each other's absorption. What that means is that if you're not getting enough zinc or cysteine, your body can't make enough metallothionein. That means heavy metals stay in your tissues for longer and can wreak havoc on your nervous system, mitochondria, and hormones. And lastly, we have a lack of preformed vitamin A. Most people think carrots are loaded with vitamin A, But that's actually not true. Carrots and other orange vegetables contain beta-carotene, which is a precursor to vitamin A. Your body has to convert that beta-carotene into active vitamin A, which is called retinol. Now, in some people, this conversion can be fairly inefficient. Depending on your genetics, your body might only convert about 5 to 10% of the beta-carotene into retinol. Some people are even worse off due to common gene variations in the BCMO1 gene. Now, this matters because vitamin A is also involved in bile flow. It keeps your gut lining healthy, so toxins don't leak back into your bloodstream, and it supports the immune system that handles microbial toxins. Preformed vitamin A only comes from animal foods like eggs, butter, or my favorite source, cod liver oil. Vegans often don't get enough of it in their diet. Over time, this can lead to a subtle deficiency that will decrease detox and your overall immunity. Now, when you look at all these things together, so low bile production, low sulfur amino acids for liver detox and methylation, low zinc and cysteine for metallothionein, and very little preformed vitamin A, it's no wonder that some long-term vegans start to see issues with detoxification. They might not make the connection right away, and they might just notice that their skin starts breaking out more, they feel tired for no reason, they're sensitive to smells or chemicals, or that they can't tolerate fats anymore. But under the surface, it's often because their liver and elimination systems aren't getting the raw materials that they need to do their job. Now, does that mean that every vegan is doomed? No, not at all. But it does mean that if you're eating a vegan diet, you need to be very intentional about it. That will include testing your nutrient levels and smart supplementation beyond the normal vitamin B12 and calcium that you hear everywhere. And if you show signs of poor detox, then sometimes just adding back eggs, a little dairy, or some fatty meat can already make a huge difference. And if you're watching this because you're already dealing with fatigue, brain fog, weird sensitivities, or just feel stuck in your health, I get it. I've been there myself. I know how frustrating it can be to try out all these different approaches and diets and still feel like crap. The truth is that real detox is about giving your body the nutrients that it needs to naturally clear out toxins every single day. It's not about starving yourself on a juice cleanse or some other 3-day extreme protocol. So if you want to get your energy back and feel normal again, focus on rebuilding your detox pathways from the ground up. Support your liver, support your bile flow, and give your body all the cofactors that it needs so it can actually do the heavy lifting. That's how you clear out the junk that's holding you back. If you want step-by-step guidance on this, check out the description. I've put together my detox masterclass that walks you through how to eliminate things like microplastics, heavy metals, and excess estrogen, and get your health back as soon as possible. It shows you how to get rid of all the toxins that we expose to every day and covers diet, supplements, and other things like nervous system support in much more detail. For more info, just open the description. It will be listed under my programs.